Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Rob Baer, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Wyatt Turk. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Yo, what's up?
Games Workshop Nurse Chaos War Gear.
God, can't believe that my 30-year-old Terminators, all with bespoke weapon attachments from a different company, are no longer usable. This is bullshit.
Yeah. I threw mine in the garbage, actually. As soon as I made them, I threw them in the trash.
Yeah.
So, first of all, let's talk about the real issues here. There's a thread about a meme made about me, and Kenny somehow, a comment about Kenny made it into that, and it's very off-putting.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate it.
Rob is genuinely triggered.
Yeah, dude.
I am not.
It's like 13 comments. Why you derailed us for 13 comments, and one of them's about fucking Kenny over here?
This is fucking amateur hour.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
I mean, it was good-natured humor for once, instead of somebody to tell you to like go drink bleach. I just figured we could all be like have a chuckle.
It was. You're right. That is nice. Thank you.
This was good. And then talking about the Chaos War Gear, I remember cutting up plasma pistols and gluing them on the sides because they didn't give you enough combi plasmas back in the day.
Oh yeah, that was a sick conversion. I remember you had an article about that.
I think, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's still out there, but yeah, that was good times. I like the old Terminator kit. I mean, the new Terminators look even better, personally.
Yeah, way better.
They look really cool.
I kind of wish I was more into Chaos right now. I'm never painting stripes again. No way, dude. I painted so many stripes
by hand. I remember.
Oh man, what was I thinking?
I mean, you did a great job. It was a baller ass army.
Oh, it's a beautiful army.
Yeah.
I'm still very proud of it.
It holds up. I fucking love it.
It's a heresy army, technically.
That's true.
Played in heresy.
Yeah, you are. All that old bullshit.
It's got everything.
So table of contents, we've got Tabletop Marketplace. We're welcoming Rob back to the show. I was
off doing lizard shit.
Yep. So we are retiring the Memorial News Desk back to the Tabletop Marketplace with Rob tonight as he's back. Though your back still hurts, doesn't it?
It's mostly okay-ish. Can't complain.
You sound sober.
Are you saying I'm normally drunk when I do these things?
Yes. That's my
yeah.
What? Nervous laughter.
It's well known. You have a problem. It's kind of endearing. So we let it slide.
Yeah. You're not like a cruel drunk or anything like that. You're funny.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I didn't get the joke.
Because you've been sober too long. Taking too many fucking ibuprofens. You can't get drunk.
Oh no, I could not effort home with that right now.
Fucking poop your liver out.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I will say about injuring myself again, it's funny because I posted on social media. I was like, hey, look, I was digging. I was doing things. And even my watch was like, you just worked out for 56 minutes. It was like, good job, guy. That's a new world record. And I was like, thanks, watch. I was fine until the next day when I went to pick something up poorly and I just destroyed my back. And I
Did you remember to use a swift jerking motion?
100%.
Yeah, that's the right way.
A little bit.
Yeah. And what I did was I actually overextended down to the ground to pick up a box that weighed like 50
rookie
pounds.
Mistake. You try to use your legs instead of your back? That's stupid.
No. I see. I formed a bridge from back here, and then I tried to catapult with one
so
arm.
You did like the limbo.
Yes.
Picked it up, reverse grip over your head.
Yeah.
And then just try to like plant your legs and bend back up.
Yeah. See, it was going to.
I mean, that's perfect form. I don't understand what happened. It must have just because you were exhausted.
That's probably what it was.
Well, I'm glad you're back. We're going to talk about some cool stuff tonight. We're obviously going to talk about these new Imperial Guard images that have now been making the rounds. We also are going to talk about some spicy stuff with the GW Playtesters allegedly being terminated from existence. So stay tuned for that. And it was kind of lonely last week without Rob, so I'm going to kick it on over to Wyatt so we can roll out to his Cave of Wonders and touch nothing but the lamp.
Would you rather spend a day in the life of Wile E. Coyote or Tom from Tom and Jerry?
Oh man, now I got to think.
Huh. It's kind of like, since it's just one day, it's fun. If you were like, who would you rather be for the rest of eternity? I'd be like, oh my God.
They never die.
Yeah, you're immortal.
They just always do dumb stuff and it never works.
I think I'd rather be Tom just because a lot more interesting stuff's happening in his environment.
He's inside.
Yeah, I mean, like there's other characters that he interacts with. You know, like there's like a house. There's like I know there's a refrigerator, so you can get something to eat between getting, electrocuted to death or whatever. Where I feel like Whitey Coyote's just out there trying to survive. I mean, he's obviously got a thick bank account because he's always ordering up some Acme fucking equipment. But he's only spending it on one thing out in the desert. So he's got like Amazon Prime delivery out in the desert.
Yeah, what
and unlimited funds.
Yeah.
Like, how does he get the money?
Yeah.
100%. He's like a furry OnlyFans legend.
Oh, you think he does feet pics?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he does have the infinite money glitch. Yeah. Do I have access? Am I like me as Wile E. Coyote and I have still whatever resources he uses behind screen to get what he gets? I could do that too.
Yeah.
One day in the desert, Wile E. Coyote. I'll do Wile E. Coyote because I think I can fucking kill that Roadrunner. I think it'd be like the loop would end with me. I'm looking at this a new way. I will end that Roadrunner's life.
Yeah, but then what? Then what's the point?
I'm better than Wile E. Coyote. That's it.
Yeah. It's like Kenny steals this man's life purpose and then just leaves.
I don't know. I feel like Tom might be the way to go because he does have those interesting interactions, but he's got a yard. He's got multiple mices to go after. Isn't there like a baby mouse too? I seem to remember. Yeah,
there's
mouse.
Like more characters in that.
Yeah, there's other mouses. So
there's two dogs. I forget their names.
There's that dog in the backyard.
Yeah, there's like the big bulldog and the little bulldog.
Oh yeah, look at all that. So much room for activity. You don't even have to go out in the desert and get burninated.
Yeah, I would fucking I would take it as a challenge to bury that Roadrunner. Like I think I can do it. I think it'd be brutal. It'd be a lot more brutal than Roadrunner was expecting though. It's not going to be a passive trap or make him run through a fake tunnel I painted in the wall. It's going to be brutal and relentless. I'm going to maim that fucking little bird. And I'm also not going to trigger my own traps either. I'm not going to forget where I put the trap or that I painted this 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably got a lot of concussions and PTSD, so.
I'm glad we didn't have to choose between Sylvester.
I'm literally just going to poison him with rat poison, dog. That's going to be one. There's going to be a lot of brutal things I'm going to do. Right? But one of them, I've seen the stupid Roadrunner.
That is because he wants
off a plate. He's put food on a plate before for a trap to spring. I'm like, that's you fucked up. What you're saying. Why is that shit not rat poison?
Probably because he wants to eat the Roadrunner. That's the whole point. Is he's like, I want to eat that fool because I'm hungry.
Couldn't he just DoorDash?
Obviously, he has access to DoorDash. He is fucking.
I don't think Acme has a DoorDash arm.
I guarantee they have something.
Maybe it's one of those weird credit cards where it only works for Acme products. He can only utilize. He only gets points, rebates for Acme shopping. So it's a waste of money otherwise.
What if he's putting all this on a credit card? He doesn't actually have money.
Oh, the Roadrunner's the least of his problems then.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean,
I think he doesn't have an OnlyFans.
He's filthy rich, dog. Like he's out in the desert and like this equipment just shows up. It's just dropped off to him.
Maybe he's got oil money.
Yeah.
Why not?
What if his day job is just like being a beta tester for like Acme products? That's why he gets it all for free.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That's right. Well, I pick Wile E. Coyote, the legendary furry OnlyFans.
The one and only. Yeah, I guess I'll pick Tom.
You can actually be a furry. All right. That's 2 in a row of nice, lighthearted would you rathers.
Yep.
No butthole spiders.
Nobody wants. It's all funny games till the beehole spiders come.
Yep.
I mean,
so Rob,
will it be nice or will it be vile? We'll see.
It's true. Long John Silver's, Savage and the Raw Fish. What are we doing here? You know. But Rob, what you got for us, man? You got some news desk stuff for us. Last week we got through it in like 6 seconds.
Speed ran that shit.
The timestamps for about 4 minutes.
You looked at it.
This is what I get for returning some videotapes. Yep, I did look at it. I actually heard some of it, but I listened to it the next day. I didn't listen to it live. I was already in bed. I won't lie. I was fucking donezo. All right. Well, as you know, there's some new paints coming out from Games Workshop. They have 25 new Citadel contrast paints, 7 shades, and a new primer, White Scar. That will be $22. The paints, they're all $7.80 for that big new milliliter bottle. How
many milliliters is that bottle?
I think it's 24. Let me double check.
Is it 24?
Yeah, contrast is 18. The shades are 24.
Those are the washes. Shades are they're quote unquote.
Well,
washes.
they call those shades, but yes, they're washes.
Yeah, I get it. No, and I know they're different too. So 24 milliliters. Okay.
They also announced 30 paints were going on the last chance to buy list. Some airs, some contrasts, a couple things here and there. We also knew the 3, the gloss washes, Nuln Oil. There was a flesh that was gloss, and Agrax was gloss too, right? I believe. So those are donezo. So if you want those, we'll definitely pick them up here soon. A couple of folks got the shades early and did a lot of videos and comparison charts. I think one of the ones we used in our article was from the Juan Hidalgo channel, and that's how you say his name. They look good. He did a really good job. He did the old wash on the left side, I think, the new wash on the right side, or shade, and they definitely are a better product now as far as shades go. And we talk about all the time on here. I think Kenny, technicals, yes.
I will say that GW has actually is guilty of a lot of things: price gouging, overvaluing their luxury goods products, a lot of things, right? But one of the reasons why, I still respect the paint game a little bit from them is that they actually are down to just be like, fuck this. We have a better product coming out. Fuck all this. Retired. This is the new heat, right? Instead of saying this blood red, even though it's straight garbage, this is the only blood red we're ever going to make, like Vallejo, for example. You know what I mean? GW is down to revitalize their painting line and add new products in there and retire old ones and try to make them better, So I do appreciate that from them. I don't like the pricing. I also don't like the recategorization. This is a base paint, so it's thicker, and this is a whatever the next tier that is, so it's thinner. Just make them all the fucking same.
They got layers.
Just make them all the fucking same. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I'm glad to hear that their shades actually are a new product, because they kind of got everyone excited for washes way back in the Devil and Mud day. So this new round of shades has kind of been inferior, in my opinion. So I'm excited to see what comes out next.
Well, either way, so stores, they haven't quite gotten in touch with all the stores from what I'm hearing, but stores are going to have to replace all of their their shade paints, some, and some of the stuff's retiring to make room on the rack, like some of the airs, some of the gloss that we talked about, and to make room for the 25 new contrast paints too. So I guess, the new rack will be changing up a lot at your local game store. And I don't know if they're going to be clearancing them out. I don't know if they get credit for it. I haven't heard. Actually, I haven't really reached out to a lot of stores this week. I have not been doing my job this week. So that being said, a little out of touch as far as that goes, but hopefully we'll see the new racks arrive here around. They go on pre-order this Saturday. They would have come out next Saturday, but they're saying it's a 2-week pre-order period, so it's going to be middle of
Are there
July.
You said there were some new regular paints too?
I don't think there's new regular paints. I think there's 7 new shades, 25 new contrasts, and they're replacing all the other shades, which I think was. Oh,
so they're actually just straight replacing all the other shades formula with the new formula.
Yeah, and I think.
And you said they're retiring some of the old ones as well.
Yeah, some of the air paints too.
That's a bit of an exciting proposition, I think, for people who are really invested in the Citadel paint line. But also, I think I can see how being one of those nerve-wracking moments, like, people who used to hoard chestnut ink and shit like that, because it was it. Go hoard your fucking, it's an stressful, anxiety-inducing, but also exciting time for somebody who's heavily invested in something like that. So right now, if that's about to happen to you, no time like the present to experiment with branching out to other paint lines.
Yeah, I agree.
Before you scour the world for all the chestnut ink left on planet Earth. And
I still have some of that.
The day you run out is the day you can't paint anymore.
12. That's it. Game over. So it looks like there's 12 existing shade paints. So there'll be 7 more. So it looks like 19 if I'm counting right here. But we'll know.
That's a pretty versatile collection.
Yeah, it's definitely Citadel shade paint shades. Oh, they call it shades singular. Okay. Well, anyway, so look for that to hit about the middle of July at your new local game store. And if, like we talked about it before, some of these colors, some of the contrast colors, I'm not exactly sold on like what their uses are. I think a couple of them might look good on white to create fatigue kind of contrast. Like if you wanted to do snowtrooper armor or snowtrooper, the not armor part is actually a little beigey. It's a little yellow brownie. That there's one in there that looks like it might be good for that. If you're painting Legion models, there's some Nighthaunt ones that look like they'd be really good for Nighthaunt models, but I'm a little bit at a loss for the rest of them. I mean, I'm sure there's a use for everything. I'm just kind of grasping.
My question is obviously, despite all of my hating on contrast for the last, how long has it been? 3 years? 4 years?
2019. Yes. 3 years.
Despite all my hate and everything I've done, I've told anyone who was willing to listen to me for more than 5 minutes would let me go on a rant. You know what I mean? Despite everything I've tried, obviously contrast is successful and they're successful enough that they're going to put out 20 more.
Yeah, 25 more. I think. Yeah.
Hey. Cool.
I mean, it's working. I'm more impressed with the shade paint getting reformulated.
I'm actually really excited to try that because I said, Devil in Mud and Bad Ad Black. Those are the OGs, right? That was the first time we got the wash, not the inks, the wash, right? And they were like Elmer's glue consistency, which I like. So I can thin it down myself and do what I need to do. And then when they changed over to the new shit, I remember hoarding Devil in Mud thinking my life was over. So I'm excited to see what these new shades have to bring. Not excited about contrast, but hey, it's obviously successful or they wouldn't be putting out 20 more. So
yeah,
hopefully you guys enjoy your contrast paints.
All right, so let's keep moving here. So there's all that to look out for. And speaking of painting too, Kenny's going to be teaching classes at LVO along with Duncan Rhodes. You might have heard of him as well. Are going to have some painting classes, and the tickets are up right now on the Frontline Gaming website for LVO 2023. There's some other folks too that are coming over from overseas and stuff. So a lot of content creators in general. And I think Kenny's going to be hosting the In-Betweensies stream as well.
On Friday, I will be hosting the Hobby Dojo area.
That's it.
My turnkey operation. I should have guests. And I don't think I'm allowed to talk about a lot of the stuff that's already been said. But it's going to be some exciting stuff. I'm going to be lining up with some guests. I've got obligations and commitments from other people you may be interested in. We're still working on how it's going to slide into the championship coverage. And we've got time to work that out. I get to work with Matt and the Dice Check crew on how we're going to slot that in. I'm also teaching my first IRL shit ever. And I did just talk to Kicker the other day because event information's kind of buried for like the painting classes. Like you have to click on it, click here, then click here. I had them change those on the front page. So now if you have questions about my class, the day, the timelines, and what's the obligations are, if you just go to my actual checkout page and you scroll down, you'll see a lot of that information there and a link that takes you right to my doc. So you can kind of bypass the whole, they have a matrix of like when events are happening and stuff, which is also useful. So if you have an instant question right there, but I'll answer just a couple. I think it's 3.5 hours. It's a seminar format. It is the condensed version of my 101 curriculum, which typically takes about 3 to 4 hours to teach. But this is demonstration modification. So no, I do some demos, but always coaching with my curriculum and currently this will be all demonstration on the big screen as we move through the course, and everyone's encouraged to pull out their cell phones and record it for whatever reasons they want. Take as many pictures as you want. I encourage people to bring their models, armies, anything they want to do for an IRL whip critique with the community there in person. And also there'll be some gift bags. Shout out to all of our sponsors that are going to help contribute to that. So we're going to have some curated, cool stuff for you guys to take. But the cool thing about this seminar is you don't need to bring shit. You're not going to need to bring a paintbrush or anything. You're not going to do any fucking painting. I'm going to do it. I'm going to demonstrate it. And we're going to go over my curriculum in a seminar capacity that will be enlightening as fuck. And you will learn some stuff. And also, I'm not GW previews. All you guys can pull your cell phones out and film it. Like I said. Fucking save that shit and you can go back to any groundbreaking thing I threw out there, any terminology, anything. So hopefully I see you guys at LVO for that.
It's like, what are those masterclass things?
Yeah.
Like where you I like it.
There's good. I mean, like, and there'll be like homework assignments that you guys can optionally do. And I'll give you all the same treatment I give all my students. But you're not going to have to lug around a bunch of bullshit and all bring airbrushes and compressors. Like, that's just insane.
You're not going to fly with an airbrush?
That's crazy.
Compressor?
Like, I really took time to think about it. I was like, fuck that. Like, I've taught this. So, and this seminar you guys are about to take, if you choose to sign up for it, is something that I have taught almost 160 times. This whole thing. So it's like, this isn't like some shit I just put together at the last second. I'm very experienced with this format. But this is my first time teaching it at a trade show. So I'm excited as fuck. And thank you for calling me. Thank you for shouting me out on that, Rob.
One day you're going to owe me for invading my comments, but that's okay. It's not today.
But, okay. That's what you're going to get hung up on? Not the time that I accidentally posted dick 50,000 times on your website?
Yeah, I expected something like that eventually.
He's like, if it wasn't you, it was going to be me.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I make mistakes too. I've never made a mistake like that.
No, and you also straight told me, he's like, click draft. It's right next to the publish button. Do not fucking press publish. And also, only as an example, you can type anything you want in these. For example, dick 1,000 times. I don't care. What I need you to do is create a bunch of drafts for me. That's it. Don't click publish. And then I took his advice as a challenge. And I was like, 1,000 dicks? How about 50,000 dicks? Draft, publish. Fuck!
True story. It basically happened.
And it was like RS feed everywhere.
Immediately. But at least it happened at like midnight. So not too many people saw it.
Apologies.
Wild.
People were like, Spiky Biss got hacked. Rob was like, yep, we got
Yeah, people were like, yeah, I think something's wrong with your site. I was like, what now?
We got hacked by Russia.
I was like, yeah, it was totally hackers. Yeah. Totally not canny at all. Oh, good times. Those memories. Oh boy. Speaking of good memories, Marvel Crisis Protocol continues to impress me with the way they handle their game, their updates, their balance issues. So recently they put out what they're calling timelines, and it's for challenger events, which are kind of their answer to tournaments. They don't like the stuff getting played competitively. It was never the focus for Marvel Crisis Protocol, and then they'll tell you all about it. So they came out with this thing called challenger events and timelines. They basically made a standard format and extended format. And if you've ever played Marvel Crisis Protocol or seen some of the team tactics cards, there's always these symbols in the bottom right corner. Like a lot of them have the little Spider-Man mask in a circle. Nobody ever knew what they were for, but they had briefly talked about something in the original like notes and things. I didn't even know what they were talking about. I had to go look it up, but they have these new formats now. And standard is basically, the tightest rule set where there's restrictions and things like that. Extended is basically, all bets are off. Like you can play with whatever from whatever format, from whatever card version. And what's cool about this is they have set symbols, and a lot of the set symbols correspond to the card pack that they just released to update not only character cards, but also a lot of team tactics cards, and some of the missions I think are in there too. I haven't actually read mine yet, but either way, it's really neat that they put this out at a specific time and then chose to update it. They put out a new timeline called.
What the fuck
Standard.
does that Spider-Man thing mean?
What do you mean?
The little face symbol that you were talking about.
It's a set symbol. So like there's like 5 different, I want to say, set symbols. Let me go look. That are in the bottom right-hand corner of the team tactics cards. And I think some of the missions too. And so basically in these formats, they say, hey, this is what cards you can play with, because Infinity Gems have multiple editions and things like that now. So they're like, hey,
the symbols are different timelines.
So different timelines will say you play with these symbols. These symbols are illegal in these timelines. So they could change it if they really needed to. Stuff like that. So it was kind of their answer to balancing things out. So not only did they update, also made new formats to kind of police things a little bit better. And I don't know. I'm really impressed with their attitude about things and the way they go about doing it. It doesn't feel bad in any of the updates. It doesn't feel bad that they put out a card pack to update their cards. It's like $29, but to print out all those cards that you need to play with your figures, it would cost even more. The new Asgard expansion pack also is pretty neat too. They also did it with Black Order, where you can buy basically the 4 key models for that faction, and it's $20 cheaper than if you bought them separately. So what they're doing is they're actually going back and they're kind of re-releasing things as a bundle to make it more affordable. So if you want to pick up the new releases like Supergiant, Black Nova, or I said it backwards, but if you wanted to pick up that and you wanted to pair it with the faction pack, you can now, and it's even cheaper. So like, I've been thinking about getting into this faction. Imagine if somebody like Games Workshop did that, where they're like, hey, we know we got these new guard models coming out, but what if you want to come over here and get some tanks, get this bundle box, get this battle force over here, right? How dope would that be? Because a lot of people would. And the problem, and I think we can all agree, is that when Games Workshop puts out a lot of these new releases, you can't find things. Like they're already pre-sold out. They can't keep up with the demand on the key units. So if they already had these boxes ready to go, that'd be pretty neat. So again, I think Marvel Crisis Protocol, that if you're looking for a smaller skirmish style game that plays in 90 minutes, you like the Marvel properties, or maybe you just want to try something new, definitely think about it. They also released some new character expansion packs: Crimson Dynamo and Darkstar, and Ursa Major and Red Guardian. That's a big bear, and I think it's going to see a lot of play in a lot of different games.
So we actually covered this last week.
In the 4 minutes of tabletop,
I reminded
I speed ran it. I'm the consummate professional.
I'm the reason it happened. I said, what about
facts.
Marvel Crisis, Wyatt? And you're like, oh, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah. And I gave you the straight poop, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
we talked about the models.
No fluff. I was like, I answered your question
bear.
to the T.
He was like, we got a bear. We got this Russian guy. Chat, who's the name of this guy? They told us, and we moved on.
Ursa Major.
Yeah, Ursa Major.
Something knows a little bit.
Tight.
Oh, we got you back. We thought about you. I was like, Rob would want to talk about Crisis right now, wouldn't he?
That would. And then we got to do it 2 weeks in a row, so heck yeah.
Red Guardian, that's the one we were like.
Yep. Yeah, Red Guardian's kind of like capped for. Anyways, something I want to talk about Legion real quick because the battle forces are going to be coming out, and I think a lot of people are looking at the Star Wars game. So if you're thinking about picking up or getting into Star Wars Legion with one of these battle forces, which are great deals for $150, you're still going to need the movement templates, the range templates, the tokens, things like that. I guess you won't need the activation because they come in the units. But either way, AMG put out what they call the Legion Essentials Kit for $30, which is just the stuff you would need if you bought the starter. That stuff you can buy separately for $30. So if you buy one of these battle forces for $180, you have everything you need because the rules are available online for free. It is like a $10 printout if you want to go to Staples or whatever and print out the rule book. And it does change from time to time. Also, this applies to the Shadow Collective bundle box that came out too. If you want to pick that up and start playing Shadow Collective, just buy the Legion Essentials Kit. It's a really cool idea that I think is again, something from AMG that's ahead of its time. And I really like it. I wish more people did value like this in their products. Jumping back over to 40K for a minute. I don't know if we touched on the new Joy Toy Outrider bikes, the models that go on the bikes, and characters like Ragnar and Bjorn are actually coming out and on pre-order right now from some places here in the States, like Entertainment Earth or Sideshow Collectibles, where you can scoop them up and pre-order them now. Some are coming out. Some say they're coming out this fall. Some say they're coming out in January. I don't know which one it'll be. You can also order them from overseas, from places like Locker Toys, etc. They say they're going to release and ship a little bit sooner. But what I really like is the Outrider bike is available separately. They don't really say if you can use any of your existing Space Marines and put it on the Outrider bike, but they are selling the Outrider bike separately, and they are selling the dudes that go on the Outrider bike separately as well. So pretty cool. If you just wanted,
I do want
maybe
that.
to buy one of the dudes and put them on a bike and go around your desk. It looks like the Outrider bike is about 9 inches long.
That's a lot. That's a lot of inches.
It is a lot of inches.
9 is a lot of.
Usually that's its own special category. So look for that coming out here in the near future as well. I did want to shout out Eternal Pilgrims Kickstarter. They kind of came out of nowhere. They hit me up. They're like, hey, we got this Kickstarter. Check it out. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I went and looked at it and I was like, oh, sweet. Y'all did like bits for 40K. This is dope. They look great. You did a really good job. I'm going to talk about you some more, and worked out a deal where I would promote them for rights to print their miniatures. So as soon as the Kickstarter's over, we will hopefully have the STL files up for sale within a decent amount of time. But more importantly, if you're printing stuff out yourself, definitely go check it out. It's a very low price for over 400 STLs. So even if you're a 3D printing hobbyist or somebody that likes buying 3D printed parts, either way, I don't think you can go wrong with the stuff. It looks great, and I really hope they do more Kickstarters because they're really off to a good start.
You know, also as a Kickstarter, I just learned about like this morning.
Who?
Shadow's Edge Miniatures.
Oh yeah, he's doing pigments.
Yeah, I got them all here in the Beats Lab, man. There's new dirt.
Nice. Yeah, that's
funny because he sent me pigment like a year ago that I really enjoy. I was like, you got more of these? He's like, yeah. And they all showed up, and I started messing with them, using them on my Blood Angel stuff. And I was like, he's like, oh yeah, can you we have a Kickstarter going right now? And I was like, bruh. Just casually like, yeah, I'll send you a box. You just sent me the whole Kickstarter bundle. Without even telling me. And I'm over here in the fucking Beats Lab like a peasant, just putting some on my fucking Blood Angels, not saying it. I was like, he's like, oh yeah. Also, it's this Kickstarter bundle.
He's got great stuff. I mean, his tufts are all really, really cool and vibrant.
They're the only tufts that will actually stick to a base with no glue needed.
Yeah, I did notice they were a little stickier.
They will literally not come off once you jam the pinches on.
Challenge accepted.
Like you'll rip the hairs out, and it'll just be a little sticky goo pile there. There'll be no fur, no hair, no grass left.
He probably uses the same stuff in mousetraps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Confirmed.
Makes sense.
100% confirmed.
Yeah, so they got some of their new pigments and their new basing, texture paint, whatever. And I do like that whatever they do for their pigments. I like the ones that are supposed to be lighter in stain are, and the ones that are supposed to be heavier are. Like I just find a lot of success with what he's been doing. So check him out. Shadow's End Miniatures also has a Kickstarter, and I really love those guys.
I think it's over at the end of the month. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I think it's like 7 days, dude. Yeah.
I might be fibbing. It's loading. 6 days to go. So yep.
How many backers right now?
96 backers. And they are funded. I think they funded in the first hour. Could be wrong.
But he also did quit his job. He's full time now, so every dollar counts for that cat. So
yeah, definitely check it out. I'll put the link up in the chat if you're watching live. Want to check it out? Otherwise, just Google it. We have a couple of links up about it too over on the site. Creature Casters coming out with some new models. They are the Children of Ecstasy, as you might have mentioned or imagine. They are pretty good. Counts as demonettes. You might even look at them and say, "Hey, these look very similar to the Juan Diaz sculpts from way back in the day." Of course, they're done in the Creature Caster style, but they definitely have a little inspiration, I think, from those old sculpts from the early 2000s. So those will be out very shortly. I don't have any information on pricing or dates, but some folks have already posted them up and are already painting them. I don't know. Kenny might be painting them now. I don't know. But
I did open a box from Creature Caster today. Just put it in a drawer. I will go and investigate the contents of that box after the show.
When I know what it might be. They also use the Ceocast resin, the new harder stuff that I think is. I was kind of looking at the models, and they're definitely very crisp. And I haven't thrown any paint on them yet. I haven't seen this new material, the new harder material, but the Batman Miniatures game is using the same material as well, and we have some of that, and that stuff is looking very fresh, way better than the previous models from Night Miniatures. So definitely keep an eye out for that. New Space Hulk / I don't know what and Kill Team teaser came out today. So it might be the fabled Space Hulk Squats teaser. The rumor was also that there would be new Gene Stealers as well. And one of the wouldn't you know it, the teaser image, the rumor engine image from today was what looks to be a Gene Stealer hand holding a skull. Or Malaron, or who knows? I feel like that's why GW does that. But in the very near future, we might see some teaser for what is actually in that Kickstarter. It could be how they kick off the Leagues of Votann. It could be some new Gene Stealers, or it could be a whole new Space Hulk experience. Either way, it's very exciting because I think a lot of people like all of these things. And let's face it, the Gene Stealer models are kind of dated. So it would be cool to even see new Gene Stealer models at this point, I feel like. So hopefully we can hear some more of that. We'll have an article going out. Orc Painting Nerd put out a great alternative to the cargo hauler from Necromunda. That's like $100. And then if you buy the trailer for it, I think it's 60. So it's like $160 to get this cool little thing. He found one online that's made by Meng Miniatures. And we did a whole write-up on it where you can get it and everything like that. But it's basically half price. And it looks just as good. He painted it up and everything. And it scales about right, too. So we'll have an article going out on that. But yeah, that definitely looks great. Elric's Hobbies has some Horsehair.
I want to add to that, Rob.
What's up?
So Meng, Imi, and G models, they also make this line called Toon Tanks. And they are perfect size proxies for Imperial Guard vehicles. So
really,
for example, if you want all your Lehman Russes to be M4 Shermans, You can totally do that. They might need to be put on a base because they have light, medium, and heavy tanks that kind of scale. But yeah, like I had an army a couple of years back that was Mordians, and all of my Lehman Russes were KV2s.
Oh, these. I remember these.
Yeah, they're so cheap and they're really easy to put together and paint, and they're the right size for 40K.
Oh yeah, these are definitely really cool. They were fun. I remember that thing you painted. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so check that out. So they have all sorts of miniatures. Lots of cool stuff over there. I'm going to have to really dive into that. Elric's put out some Horus Heresy bundles. So if you're picking up the Horus Heresy starter box and you want some cool miniature or some cool bases to go with it, they have a lot of their styles of bases in the exact counts you're going to need for the Horus Heresy box. And also they put out a new line of, we didn't get away from it, folks, Adeptus Titanicus bases too. So all the scales and all the things that you might need. They have some with trench works on it and some with just like Imperial ruins and little tiny barrels.
I've got a sack of those new cursed cathedrals.
Oh yeah, cursed cathedral too.
I slapped that Dread Knight on one. That's what I was waiting for. The one.
Oh, that's what you were waiting for. Cool.
Yeah, I just got them.
I'm very excited to
I'm very excited about these new Elric's Hobbies products and deals.
Please send me some glamour shots of that model. That's a selling point, Kenny. I didn't I assemble that? I assembled it like so you could
put his
switch it out
fucking
and
blood on backwards.
Nah, I would never.
Yeah, it's his ass where his nuts go, and his nuts where his ass goes.
Why am I hearing about this right now?
I mean, I was very vocal about it while streaming it.
It didn't get back to me, so it didn't happen.
Well, I think I blamed it on somebody in your office. I didn't blame it on you.
No, I did.
He's like, no, it was me.
No, that was me. You can't hide it with the armor plate.
No, I was able to just use some of the extra bits that come in there because it comes with 1,000 things to make a new belt buckle and stuff. It's fine.
Man, I swore I did that one right. Dang it.
Took me a second to realize it. And I was like, oh, he's got a belt buckle above his butthole. But it's
never happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited to put him on a new base. So like Elric's Hobbies for the win.
Oh yeah, for sure. Magic announced that the 40K Universes Beyond Magic cards will be delayed to October, unfortunately, citing supply chain issues. So if you're waiting for those or you pre-ordered them already on Amazon, they'll still have them. You'll get them just in time for the holidays, but they're just going to be a little bit behind. No big deal. And last but certainly not least, lots of industry insiders are saying that a certain undetermined number of playtesters, Warhammer 40k playtesters, have been let go from their volunteer-based duties. I said duty finally on the show. And their services are no longer required. And apparently this is because of all of the leaks for the Codex books, etc.
Oh, it's obvious why it is. And so I talked about this a lot like lately. And so it's almost like role play, right?
Okay.
We all know one of GW's core company edicts. The only thing that I know for sure they have written in stone in their boardroom to settle disputes is control in all capitals, right? Control. We've got to control this game. We've got to control the way it's played. We've got to control the, like all these things. Now, that doesn't always mean like it's like fascist or anything. It's not, like there's like, for example, here's a way you could control these leaks, right? We must control these leaks, guys. We need to be the ones who control the data slate trip over on Warhammer Community. We must be in control of this. The way we're going to control this is by paying these playtesters. Like, there's a way to control this news cycle, and all you have to do is hire them. Because having someone sign a shifty NDA is not for, while they are doing work for you for free and reporting back on you. It's not that airtight. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just don't care sometimes, as has been evident. I know how many times I saw.
Well, the problem is that they put a non-compete in there. They slid in a non-compete because you notice who had to ask permission to talk about 40K content. Mentioned it many times in this video.
Rather than have volunteers sign a shady NDA with a non-complete clause, how about you hire them and make them sign a standard non-complete clause and normal rules, like you will have a lot more success controlling your IP if you literally just hire people. Like literally all these dudes, just give them money. Don't pick a bunch of influencers on the internet and say, sign this horrible piece of paper and please don't show it to anybody. No, that's not going to ride. But if you're paying motherfuckers on payroll, don't share our corporate secrets with people. You're one of us now. Here's money. Right? So that's just one of those like, GW, come on, man. Like,
I'm all for people getting paid. I think it's 2022. Like, folks got to get paid, and it could also be that to me, Rob, it's just funny because like a lot of things they seek to control, right? They try to control this 3D printing. Every aspect, always. You could control 3D printing, right? By seeking out licensing deals with any Cubic Mars and all the big popular ones and fucking hiring a real app company to develop a fucking connection there where people can buy fucking STLs from you a la carte. You could control 3D printing quite easily through spending money and providing a service. Same thing here with, playtesting. You can control this fucking content drip by literally being a job creator. Like you can do both things. You can be in control of your IP and provide a superior product and fucking service and be a job creator. Like almost everything in their fucking that's wrong with them can be fixed by that. Like, so it's kind of, to me, it's just funny as hell. It's like, okay. So yeah, I agree. And I think, if you're thinking about it, well, you know what it could be, Kenny, too. It could also be that they pulled a Game of Thrones and they like leaked a certain bit of watermark or information to this group and then this group and then this group on like their PDF, and they looked for what was leaked and then they figured out what group of people, and maybe they let that group go. Like, how do we know? I don't know. But somebody was let go somewhere, some undetermined number, and now we all move on and we see if the playtesting work, if the leaks stop, right? I guess that's how we'll know. I don't know how I forgot to talk about this, but GW's preliminary financials came out last week as well. And we talked about this. Remember the licensing kind of saved their bacon last time? So basically they doubled up on the money they made from licensing again. They went from 16 million to 28 million in licensing over last year. Their sales were up about $30 million, which is kind of abysmal given their, but we knew the growth, couldn't keep up forever. Right. But the thing that I think is a little alarming is that their profit was only $4 million. So again, if they hadn't had that huge increase in licensing, it's possible they probably wouldn't have done very well, if not gone a tad bit on the negative side, I suppose.
Can't help but wonder if they just made some more pro-consumer moves for this hobby. Mm-hmm. I think it would explode. I think it would come back with a huge bounce, but I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I wish that we could just like sit in a room and have like an open, frank conversation with some of the decision makers behind this. So you'd be like, hey, if like everybody in this game is like, make all the codecs as PDFs, dog. And you're just like, no. Yeah. Like, why? It's like, how, like what's stopping you from doing that? Like, what's the reason? And like, how much of your profit margin is tied to selling these books? So right, like, control, right? If they always look up and they're like, well, we need to control it. They're so stupid they don't realize like you can can be in control of this still. Do you know what didn't get leaked? The points PDF. Because they didn't give it to anybody. Control over that shit. That's all you have to do, right? If you want people to play test the game, pay them, right? Shit won't get leaked. And if you want control, make all your rules PDFs so that you are the sole holder of those PDFs until you publish them. I don't. Obviously, the codex thing is a slippery slope. But what I had noticed
and this is just a personal observation, is that they said that the points, they're going to put out that little pamphlet with all the points in it, like they did last time in the White Dwarf, which I think is pretty dope. And it definitely makes worth picking up the White Dwarf if you get the little Ministorum, pamphlet. But then I was thinking about it and I was comparing the size of that to the current Nephilim book. And I was like, well, that seems weird. That's literally the same size as the Nephilim book, the new Nephilim book, if you took out the core rules that they put in the back, which, by the way, Impending Duff already Sparrowbound his, and that's easy game, easy life right there. The $8 at Staples. But getting back to what I'm saying is, why couldn't they publish the Nephilim stuff for free, put that same Nephilim book that they did sell to everybody for $30, put that as a bonus add-on in the White Dwarf instead of the points, right? Raise the White Dwarf, be like special double-sided issue, double-sized issue, X-Men, big size annual. Put it for 15, put it for 20.
I mean, I do miss that. I miss it when they used to do stuff like that with White Dwarf.
Dude, people would buy it, and then chances are you're going to sell more White Dwarfs down the road, right? Because they're already putting rules content in the White Dwarf. I just think it's an easy win right there. I'm like, if this thing that you're putting in the White Dwarf is the same size as this thing you're charging me $30 for, and you could be given this is free and in White Dwarf. This is the same size, but $30. Why isn't it free and in the White Dwarf, and the White Dwarf costs a little bit more, and then you get more people buying it down the road? I mean, that's just personal observation. I don't understand. Like, I think they're just, like somebody said in the comments, they need to earn back some of the customer goodwill. And to me, looking at these numbers from Games Workshop, again, I just have a minor in business, y'all. I'm not a big brain business person. I like to think I am. I have a lot of ideas about things, but when I look at these numbers, I can see, licensing went up, that doubled. Yeah, they've done a lot of licensing deals, video games, the Joy Toys, all that stuff out there. I get it. I look at their sales only went up $30 million. I'm like, we didn't expect that growth to happen forever. The COVID bubble has popped. We get that. That's expected. But then when you look at their profit, and their profit is only $4 million. That's a huge problem to me. Like, I look at that and I'm like, there is a lot of waste going on here. And where's the waste? And we've talked about it, in the past. And I just feel like, just like somebody said,
printing books and selling them to people like a fucking hobo from the fucking 1700s.
Yeah. The margin on that can't be that high.
That's why they sell it for $30. That's why they sell it for $30 instead of the $5 White Dwarf.
And I think, we've talked about it in the past, and I don't want to harp on this or try to be overly negative. I'm just giving my opinion of looking at the numbers. We had suggested that they could sell some sort of book with fluff or painting guides like they used to in it, and people would still buy those books.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was your suggestion, as a matter of fact. And I think people would still buy it. And I think if you did the goodwill and you gave those free downloads, and the same thing, when you're putting this book in this White Dwarf for free, why aren't you putting this one in here for free? I think it would win back a lot of people, but that's just me. And here we are. But what I do know is that Embracer Group just got $1 billion in cash, liquid. And Embracer Group owns Asmodee, and Asmodee owns AMG. And AMG is the studio that puts out X-Wing and Legion and Marvel Crisis Protocol. One of those games was more popular than Games Workshop for a number of years, according to polls by game stores. And it held that top spot until 2017-ish, when GW rebooted to 8th and got all that goodwill going for them back then. Remember, we're GW, you can trust us. Blah, 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 blah. Here we are in 2022. A company like AMG is doing a lot of good things for their properties and their brands. And now their parent group just got $1 billion in cash from an investment firm. I would be worried if I was Games Workshop right now. This is not a good recipe for success.
$4 million. That's a shocking number.
What, the profit?
Yeah. I mean, like, obviously everyone uses deductions and stuff like that, but like, even then, that's a bad number.
Yeah.
That's a bad fucking number.
Just considering like number of locations, warehouses, payroll, that's not a huge amount of profit for a company that has expenses that large.
Yeah, it is a challenging time, and there are increased costs.
I mean,
but
we can
feel
save him
like
some money. Like, honestly, I'd be your CEO for free. How much did they pay him?
I'm not sure if it's listed. I'm sure it's 3 figures.
Yeah,
Or,
I'd do it for free.
More than 3 figures. And he definitely has a lot of stock options because he's cashed those in.
Give me the same stock options, but zero money. I'll save you. I'll just instantly add like $1 million to your guys' fucking profit.
I don't know. The next year is going to be very, very interesting to watch from both the hobby perspective and the business perspective to see who rises and who falls and how they go about things.
No doubt. I'm glad you brought the playtester thing. Thank you. It's important to put that out there. Like, hey, if GW asks you guys to do something, ask them how much they're paying you.
I really think that's very important in 2022.
There's nothing wrong with that. When someone asks you to do a service for them, ask them what they're offering to pay you. Like,
what's your valuation?
Yeah.
Because I get that a lot of people are hobbyists and they want to do it for fun because they enjoy it, and that's great. But repeatedly over time, if you're going to have an arrangement or an agreement, don't do the shit for free.
Facts. All right, let's talk about Imperial Guard.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll put that link in the chat again. So apparently Imperial Guard's probably next up, right?
Hey, Wyatt, did you pull anything up for him?
I mean, I have the thing that Rob sent.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not a big. We're not going to be like super formal here. Let's just talk about these new models and our opinions and what we like about them, what we don't like. What's your favorite model on that list, Wyatt?
That's obviously the Kasserkin model.
Yeah.
I mean, so design wise, just my engineering brain working and my mecha fanboyness. I think the Sentinel is hot as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
The design philosophy in this new Sentinel is so much nicer. It's so cool. Really like it. I want to get a better look at this new Commissar. He looks really cool. I like what's her name? Ursula. Yeah, Ursula Creed seems like a cool model.
She's a baller. She looks just like she's the daughter of Krieg.
Yeah.
Hussar Krieg or whatever.
Yeah, Ursarkar
Krieg. Like she looks exact. Like it's the perfect fucking exact. Like it's exactly what his daughter would look like.
Yeah, it's almost like they're related genetically.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go ahead and say it. Like I've seen a lot of people that are like, "Man, I don't like the face on this model," and it's like, hey, man. If you haven't figured out that Games Workshop sucks at painting faces, like I don't know what to tell you.
I think the paint job does
every single time in the past 20 years, somebody's like, I don't like the face on that model. I'm like, do you not like it because Games Workshop painted it? Or do you not like it because it's a bad sculpt? Because they're pretty good at sculpting models.
Yeah, you may have heard of them. Yeah. She looks like a badass. What's her lore? Like, well, I don't know anything about it. Like,
she's the new Lord Castellan of Cadia, and she's the daughter of Ursarkar Creed.
What happened to Creed? Did he pass away?
Oh, he died. Well, I guess
he died in the fall of Cadia.
He got pokeballed by this Necron dude right before the planet exploded. Yeah. What's his the Traveler? Is that the guy?
Yeah, sounds like the guy.
The Infinite, the Collector.
Yes. So that's what I'm sure they'll expound more upon it. But
god damn! So she's out there like not happy about fucking Necrons right now.
Oh yeah, dude. I
don't know if do they know that he just.
I don't think anybody knows.
Oh, is that just us?
He just like appeared and like pokeballed him, and then.
Yeah, he like froze time right before the planet exploded. That was like, yoink, I'm taking you because you're cool. And then he like dipped out and then the planet exploded.
Do you think he's just kicking it like in a dope ass, like just clubhouse, like with the Collector?
Oh, no, you know that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy where they have the Collector and there's just like Howard the Duck chilling in a cube? It's probably like
that.
Right? Yeah, he's probably chilling in a cube.
Oh, that's why the cloak is all beat up. Victor in chat says Ursula Creed is even wearing her father's greatcoat.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you can see the slashes.
That's tight.
That's cool.
I noticed that it had holes on
staminated.
it and shit. And I was like, I wonder what's going on there. That's weird. Yo, that's tight.
But yeah, this Casterkin model is sick. I like how with these newer releases, we're switching away. Like we're still in heroic scale, but we're switching away from the like giant feet, giant hands, giant head, giant weapon stuff that we used to have in the 80s and 90s. So I look at this Casterkin model and I'm like, bro, this could be like in any game system because he looks like a normal sized human.
That would be pretty neat to use him in just about anything.
I think they look sick. And we were looking at this picture they posted, and it definitely looks like this Casterkin box or whatever is going to be a twofer. Makes two different kits because there is a squad kind of back behind these dudes. They all have the same poses, but they have normal las guns and different weapons. So I'm betting that this new box is going to be like troopers or Casterkin, depending on how you build them.
Yeah, that would definitely make sense, I think. Oh, I didn't realize is that a mortar or are those dudes just walking? Let me look.
Plasma gun. I see. Oh shit! I accidentally closed it.
Yeah, there's plasma. It looks like that dude might have a mortar.
So there might be new heavy weapons. We're looking at a shady picture that has obvious obscurement in it, but also like great Photoshop. So of the confirmed models and the unconfirmed models, it's looking to be an incredible revitalization of the Astra Militarum.
Yeah, so I see a grenade launcher. I see grenade las guns. It looks like these las guns are also the same pattern as the Deathcore Krieg las cannons, the new plastic ones.
Carbines, yeah. Oh, they definitely
looks like a BAR rifle. And then there's a guy with the plasma gun. What else? I see a heavy bolter. I see an autocannon. I see another. That's a missile launcher behind the autocannon.
Yeah,
it's a front view of a missile launcher.
And the loader.
Yeah.
The heavy bolter doesn't have the front armor plate on it either.
There's also a new command squad with a big old flag.
But you think that it's possible the command squad and the Casterkins are the same kit that make multiple things?
I imagine they're going to make the command squad different because all of these dudes are differently posed.
Yeah.
And then it looks like the same orbital bombardment guy. Now this is the old one. This is the old guys on new size bases, and it looks like the commander is just a new model. Because they have the Master of Ordnance. It's the same Master of Ordnance. Right. And see the two guardsmen with them, those are the old guys. They're just on larger size bases, and then the commander is a new model.
What else do you think is going to come out? Like, so right now they're teasing us. They're teasing us, but what would your biggest wish list model be for
a new tank? Because Lehman Russ's look stupid, and the kit's really old.
Like replace it?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm also a big tank nerd, and the Lehman Russ is one of the dumbest looking tanks I've ever seen in my entire life. I hate it. It doesn't look like a cool tank at all. Like, replace it. I like what they're doing with the Sentinel. It kind of evokes like Soviet era, like mechanical design. Like, bring out a new tank that looks all Soviet and like domed turrets, pike nose, all that cool shit.
I like that. Hopefully they'll do something like that. I do get a vibe like that. I was trying to put my finger on it from the new Sentinel. I'm excited for that. I've always liked Imperial Guard. Never actually made one for myself, but I've painted many of them and was always disappointed with the tanks. So this could be exciting. What about you, Rob? What would your big pick be?
Yeah, I'd probably want a tank too. Be quite honest.
Any particular tank? I'd like to see their flyers get updated.
I like the Valkyrie.
I would be down. What's the flyer with the gull wings? It's Forge World only. The Avenger.
The Raptor.
There's
Vulture?
Thunderbolt.
No. It's a strike fighter. So there's the Thunderbolt strike fighter.
Well, there's the. It's literally called a strike fighter.
Yeah, it looks like a Corsair from World War II. Its wings have this shape to them.
Oh, the Lightning?
No, Lightnings have flat wings.
Hold on.
I keep wanting to say Corsair because that's what the real world plane is, but I don't know what the name of that one is.
Is that the Thunderbolt you're talking about? Oh no, I think it is a strike fighter.
Yeah, it's not the Lightning because the Lightning is like a snub fighter, and then the Thunderbolt is like
the Imperial strike fighter.
Wings.
And then
it's just called the strike fighter.
Yeah, it's got the two engines on it.
Yeah.
On the each side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a big ass cannon in the middle.
So it's just called the strike fighter.
Yeah, Imperial strike fighter.
Yeah, make that plastic.
Hell yeah,
those.
That would be cool.
I take a plastic Thunderbolt too. The thing's cool.
There's the Voss pattern Lightning. That's pretty dope looking too.
Yeah, honestly, if you give us some Aeronautica vibes from Imperial Guard, like you give us some cool, give us actual flyer keyword stuff, right? But some of these don't need to be flyers, right? Some of these could just literally be airplane equivalents that are like low flying fucking strafers. We could have some fucking just fly keyword shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd like to see it, like being able to play it kind of Aeronautica.
Oh, like a Harrier jet.
Yeah.
Where it's just always hovering and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah.
I'd love to see some shit like that. Get some of that vibes in there. That'd be sick, dude. The Avenger Strike Fighter. Is that what someone in chat just said?
Oh yeah, the Avenger. That's what it used to be called.
I remember that now. Well, that's exciting information. We did troll our audience tonight. If you're listening to this podcast on the way to work, we said Chaos is OP, please nerf. We went into detail on that in the after hours content, which you're going to have to check out on Patreon. It was a troll. It was a clickbait again. We have Rob back, and Rob led us into a detailed conversation about Tabletop Marketplace. And I missed you, Rob. I'm so glad that you're back, and I'm sorry your back hurts.
Thanks for doing lizard shit while I was gone.
We tried. But I think it's time to get out of here, so I'm going to kick it over to Wyatt. Wyatt, you want to take us out of here?
Rob?
What did you guys do last week when I wasn't here?
I did the outro.
Yeah?
I stepped up to the plate. But now it's back to you.
All right, I can handle this. It's my one job here. So that's it for this one. For exclusive content and early access videos, be sure to head over to thelongwar.net and become a veteran of the Long War today.